ਸਰਬ ਕਲਾ ਸਮਰੱਥ ਡੋਲਨ ਤੇ ਰਾਖਹੁ ਪ੍ਰਭੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਹੱਥ ਤੁਧ ਭਾਵੈ ਦਾ ਬਖਸ਼ ਲਹਿ ਖੋਟੇ ਸੰਗ ਖਰੇ ਨਾਨਕ ਭਾਵੈ ਪਾਰ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਪਾਹਰ ਨੀਨ ਤਰੇ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। So Sukhdeep Singh asked me to do the introduction, so I'll do that just now. This is the second week of the Basics of Sikhi Ardaas course. Last week we had Bhai Manpreet Singh Ji, who's my wonderful assistant today, explain to us the context of Ardaas, why we do Ardaas, what the Ardaas means. Today we're going to be going over the first 3 Panktiyaan of the Ardaas. So, yeah, you can go. Thanks, bro. So for the next 13 weeks, we're going to be covering obviously the first 3 Panktiyaan of the Ardaas. These 3 Panktiyaan of the Ardaas actually come from a Bani, which some of us know. It's called Chandi Diwar. Chandi Diwar is a Bani given to us by Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj. And in there, Guru Sahib Ji do a supplication to Vahiguru Ji, to all the Guru Sahiban, and then obviously their father, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj. Then after that, it's what the Panth added, what Guru Sikhs discussed and agreed to add into the Ardaas. And that's how the Ardaas was formed, right? And in fact, if you look at Itihas, if you look at Sikh history, every single Guru Sahib have made this supplication to a Guru Sahib before them, or Vahiguru Ji themselves. You look at Sukhmani Sahib. In Sukhmani Sahib, Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji say, Ad Guru E Namah, Jug Ad Guru E Namah, Sat Guru E Namah, Sri Guru Dev E Namah. So Ad Guru E Namah meaning Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji, this is a supplication to you. Juga Ad Guru E Namah meaning Sri Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj, this is a supplication to you. Sad Guru E Namah, Guru Ardaas Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji, this is a supplication to you. Sri Guru Dev E Namah, Sri Guru Ramdas Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji, this is a supplication to you. So the way this talk is going to go, obviously there's a lot of Gurbani involved. We're going to go through the arts, the meanings of these Panktiyaan, and then we'll leave some room in there for vichar. Yeah. So the first Pankti, Ek Onkar Sri Vahiguru Ji ki Fateh. And some of you might be looking at that thinking, bro, you spelled Fateh wrong. That's not the case. Fateh can be spelled in many different ways. I think there's 4 ways it can be spelled. In Jap Sahib, Sri Jap Sahib, we see Ek Onkar Sat Guru Prasad, Sri Vahiguru Ji ki Fateh hai. This here is Fateh. The reason for that is because this is what you call a Shuddh part. For example, loads of scholars, Vidwans, Guru Sikhs, Mahapurush, over the years have taken loads of historical sarups, looked over them, done extensive research into it, and they've come up and accepted that this is the Shuddh. The first question that came into my mind is, why is Ek Onkar used at the very beginning? So if you look at traditional Indian poetry, traditional Punjabi poetry, maybe even traditional Persian poetry, in there, especially those really great poets that we all know about, or some of us might know about, they use this technique, it's called a Mangalacharan. So what they do before their poetic piece, they'll do a supplication, they'll pay their respects to whether it's God, whether it's their Guru, whether it's their Ustad, their teacher. And obviously Gurbani is in the form of poetry. So the poet of all poets, Guru Sahib Ji, Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji, used that very same technique. If you look at Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj's Bani, Ek Onkar is used at the very beginning. If you look at Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj's Bani, the same thing. You look at Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji, same thing. Sri Dasam Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, same thing. So that's one reason Ek Onkar is used. Another reason Ek Onkar is used, when we go into the second Pankti, there's this word in there, it's called Pagauti. And a lot of people have stirred up some debate saying the reason Guru Sahib Ji used that, well, what is the reason Maharaj used that? Are they referring to a Devi Devta? No. When Maharaj used Ek Onkar, they're basically putting a stamp and a shani on this Bani to say, I'm not referring to any Devi Devta, I'm referring to my Isht, that one I love the most, Guru Sahib Ji, Akal Purakh Vahiguru. That's a confirmation for us there. So we're going to use a type of analysis when we're going through Gurbani, and it helps us break it down. We're going to basically be splitting things up in two. So here we've got Ek Onkar. We're going to split that up in two. Ek Onkar. Who here knows what Ik means or what it translates into? If no one else puts their hand up, I'm going to end up picking people. So I don't even smiling at me. One, Hanji. Simple Punjabi. Right? Ik, referring to one God. Now, if you look at all holy scriptures, throughout all of them, none of them start with a number. Only Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji, God on this earth, start with a number. And that's because it creates no confusion. There's no room for debate. If I look at a word, I look at a sentence, I'm going to think, I'm going to have a certain perspective of that sentence compared to what you're going to think. There's room for debate when words are used. When a number is used, especially a number as one, there's no confusion. So that's Ik. Ik means one God. Sometimes we think Ek Onkar means one God. Ik means one God. Onkar. And there's two definitions we can use. We're going to split this word up again. Oang and Kar. I'm going to keep saying Oang, and it's going to sound very similar to what we used to, okay? Ready? Oang, 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 Om, Om. You know, when you watch Bollywood films and they're sitting there like, Om. It's the same thing. Guru Sahib Ji are referring to the same thing here. Om. Om, obviously, if you look at it in Gurmukhi, it's spelled Era, Ura, Mama. But we're using English letters here. It's the same thing. A-U-M. A representing Brahma Ji, U representing Vishnu Ji, and M representing Mahesh, also known as Shiv Ji. So these three entities also represent three overarching powers. Brahma Ji, creator, Vishnu Ji, their sustainer, and Mahesh Shiv Ji as the destroyer. So you've got Oang, Kar, very simply translates to God. Why is it after Oang? It basically means God is in control of Oang, of all this power. God is the controller of it. Of all creation, God is in control. That's one definition of Oang, or Onkar. The other one I've put here is Nad, sound, vibration. Hands up here who's heard of the Big Bang Theory. Yeah, that's us. I'm not talking about the show, by the way, the actual theory, right? So this theory is one which most scientists believe in. Most of the world actually accepts this theory, even though it's not yet provided any conclusive evidence, right? There's a big hydrogen collider, which they use, and they're trying to test for many years. They've been trying to test this and prove this theory. This theory is basically two atoms go in at it, they collide, one splits, Big Bang happens, and then creation, right? Now, neither have they been able to prove this theory, neither have they been able to prove what that noise was when that bang happened, but Guru Sahib Ji knows. In Japji Sahib, sorry, go back. In Japji Sahib, Maharaj says, Gita pasao, eko kavao, disite hoye, lakh dariyao. Maharaj says, eko kavao, using that one word, that one sound, that one vibration, disite hoye, lakh dariyao, the creation was formed. So yeah, sorry, next slide. So that's Ek Onkar in a very summarized format, right? Now, Siri Vahiguru Ji ki Fateh, let's look at Siri. Siri means Subhaiman, Sobanik, beautiful, splendor. Siri meaning Shromani, superb. Siri meaning Shakti, power. So, for example, when we talk about Guru Sahib Ji, we say Sikh Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj, Sikh Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj, Sikh Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Basically meaning that Guru Sahib Ji, your power is all powerful. You are superb. You have infinite beauty. That's why we use Sikh. Yep. Now we're going on to Vahiguru. Now there's two different definitions I've given. The first one, if you're anything like me, and you sit there whilst your granddad's watching Kabaddi on the TV, and obviously the commentary is crazy, like, they say this word a lot, right? Or if you're watching Indian movies, they might say this word. Or if you listen to Katha, if some Katha Vachaka said something and it's really hit someone hard, right? You'll hear in the background someone going, Baba, Va, right? Or if you're hearing your parents or your elders speak, they'll say this word Va. Va meaning wow. When we try to do praise, and I say try to do praise, because Guru Sahib's praise, you can't reach the end of it. You listen to Sri Jap Sahib. Madhpar Chand Dwat Prasad. Gun Gan Udar Mehma Apar. Mara says, Vahiguru Ji, your mehma, your beauty is unfathomable, is unattainable. You know when you're in that state, when you're so in awe of Guru Sahib's beauty, you run out of words to say. What more is there to say apart from wow? That's what Vah means. Guru, I think we went over it in the Japji Sahib course. We'll go over it again. Split into two again. Same technique. Guru. Gu meaning darkness, Ru meaning light. Guru Sahib Ji are the ones who take us out from the darkness into the light. They are our enlightener. Now, this second definition here, basically, you look at that word, Vahiguru, there's 4 akkar, 4 letters, Vava, Haha, Gagga, Rara. Vava, standing for Vishnu Ji, the avatar of Satyajug. That was a name people used to meditate upon God. Haha, Hari Krishna Ji, Krishna Bhagavan. That was, they were the avatar of Dwapar Yug. That was a name people used to meditate upon God. Gagga, Gobind, God on this earth. God has come on this earth in the form of Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj. We use Gagga, Gobind in Kaljug to meditate upon God. Then you got Rara for Ramchandra, who was the avatar of Treta Yug. That was a name people used to meditate upon God. They basically brought this into this amazing mantra, Gur mantra, which got so much Shakti in it. I remember hearing once that Vahiguru might be a very small word, but it's got the power to completely obliviate Janam, lives upon lives, your previous lives of Pap, of Dukh. That's how powerful that one word is. And then obviously I sort of cheaped out when it came to Fateh. I just wrote victory to God. Because the question in my mind was, okay, what victory is Guru Sahib Ji talking about? Because the victory I've known about ever since coming to Sikhi, the only victory I've really known about, I've heard about in Itihas, is that victory through battle, physical battle. We read this Pankti, Khalsa, Soe, Jo Kare Nit Jang. Mara says the Khalsa is one who is constantly ready for righteous battle. And why shouldn't we believe that this is the case? Why shouldn't we believe that the Khalsa has to be constantly ready for battle? Look at our itihas, look at our history. When our backs have been pinned to the wall and we've had to hide in the jungles, we've had millions of enemies upon us. War has had to be the only call that we've had to answer in those moments. And I hope, obviously, in this course, as we go through the weeks, that these events are revisited and these events are talked about. But then the question in my mind was, is this the only type of battle we have to face in today's age? Like, I've not had to face a physical battle in my life, so surely this has to apply to me somehow. As time progresses, as time moves on, Sikhi is always applicable. Times can change, thoughts can change, society can change their views and opinions. Sikhi can always be applied in every single moment. Mara says in Gurbani, Sahib mera neetnava, sada sada datar. Guru Sahib Ji, you are always new. You're always surprising to me. So there has to be another perspective in which this applies to us. There has to be another perspective in how victory can be applied to me, to you. If we think this only refers to physical battle, then think about it. To fight a battle, to fight a war, there has to be two sides, right? I can't fight myself. Then does that mean I have to always find an enemy that's external? Does that mean I have to always search for someone to be my enemy if I haven't got an enemy at that time? Is that the mission of a Khalsa? Maharaj says, Kare nit jang, that it's a Khalsa, someone who is constantly ready for righteous battle. Of course, we have to be tyar bar tyar. Maharaj tells us to be tyar bar tyar, ready upon ready. That's why we carry shastar. That's why we take Amrit. We get blessed with Amrit. Pivo pahul khande tar hoy janam suhela. That's why we train in Gatka. That's why we train in martial arts, in combat. But tyar bar tyar is a state of mind as much as it is a physical thing. Which battle is it that Guru Sahib Ji are telling us is constant? Which battle is it which Guru Sahib Ji are telling us is non-stop? Which battle is it that Guru Sahib Ji are telling us that we ultimately have to gain fateh on? Sri Vahiguru Ji ki fateh. Yeah. So I looked at this pankti and I thought it really encapsulates that point. This is from Bhavanakri Sri Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj's Bani. Maharaj says, Fahe kate mitte governor, fateh pay manjeet. Straight to the point, Maharaj says, that noose of death is cut and one's wanderings from this life to the next life to the next life, they stop when victory is obtained. What victory? When we conquer our mind. Then Guru Sahib Ji says, Nanak gurte thit pai, phir na mite nit neet. Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj is saying, eternal stability within is obtained from Guru Sahib Ji, and our day-to-day wanderings of the mind stop. So the battle is with our mind. You know, in this arsenal of weaponry within our body, you can use your hands to fight, you can use your shoulders, your elbows to fight, your legs, your knees. Our mind is one of the most powerful. It's the strongest force that we know. From the power of the mind alone, everything that humans have created, roads, cars, technology, they all started as a thought first and then manifested themselves, right? Think about it, it was only 60, 70 years ago when the first computer was introduced into society. The first computer. And back then, they were probably making jokes, thinking, I can't wait until this thing can walk and talk and interact with us. Look at AI today, 60 years later. Scary, the power of the mind. And we might think, well, surely if we've managed to harness that energy of the mind, if we must have had to conquer the mind to use that energy to create what we wanted, right? I've already conquered it. What am I trying to battle if I've already conquered my mind? And I'm telling you here that even the best of the best type of person can fall victim to the mind. I'll give you a quick saki. Let's go down. Sorry. There was a king, right? He had all the riches his heart desired. And obviously today's king, you can say, is like the CEO of a business, right? All the riches he's ever wanted. Horses as fast as the wind. Palaces above palaces. All the greatest garments, all the best parts of the jewelry. All the worldly sukh that's available, he's got. And as he's walking and talking and interacting with everyone, he thinks to himself, yeah, I'm good. I'm all right. I'm getting praise from my kingdom. I've got respect. I'm all right. And obviously, one day he goes to sleep. He goes to sleep, but sleep doesn't come alone. Sleep brings dreams along with it. So he falls into this slumber, and he's in this dream, and now he's no longer that king he was whilst he was awake a few moments ago. In this dream, he's been stripped of his wealth, stripped of his honor. He's a beggar. He's going door to door, banging for support, because he's got no support. He's got no support, he's got nothing, no possessions at all. All he's got are the clothes on his back, and even those are in such bad condition. And then he starts to weep uncontrollably. Seeing what his life has been reduced to, he starts to weep uncontrollably. He starts to cry. I'm going to ask you this question. What has changed? Physically, he's the same. His limbs are intact. His organs are working fine. His palace still stands. His wealth is all still there. Nothing has changed. Nothing, none of the conditions in his life have changed. So why is he crying? It's because his vichar changed. I'll tell you what vichar means. Vichar is that which occurs within the mind, our thoughts, our perspectives, our concept of reality, our concept of what's true and what's false, our opinions. This dream had made his mind believe in the illusion it created to such an extent. The dream has had such an effect on his mind that he accepted that to be his reality. He accepted he's a beggar. When he was awake, he accepted he was a king. When he's asleep, he accepted he's a beggar. His mind can't tell the difference between dream and the waking world. Now I'm going to ask you this question, and I want someone to give an answer, hopefully. What's the one illusion which our mind falls victim to day after day? What's the one illusion which we're all captivated by day after day? Very good. I think that was the answer from last week, wasn't it? Maya. Maya is the illusion. Yeah. Again, Khalsa soye jo kare nit jang. I'm going to ask you this question. How much effort do we give to this type of constant battle? If any of us can say wholeheartedly that we've conquered our mind, I want to see your tariqah, I want to see how you've done it, because I haven't. Who here can say that they've obtained that fateh which Guru Sahib you're talking about? We'll come back to this point of vichar in the mind. I'm just going to go back to last week when Bhai Manpreet Singh Ji gave that definition of Ardaas. They split it in two. Arz and Das. Us as the Das, us as the Sikh, us as the servant. We do a benti to Guru Sahib Ji and Arz that Guru Sahib Ji kirpa karo that your fateh can have an impact on me. Kirpa karo that your version of fateh, I can be blessed with that view of fateh, not my own. Whether that's doing an Ardaas for a new umbrella, a new initiative we've got. Whether that's doing an Ardaas for a new business you want to open up, an exam you're going to take and you want to pass, a new job you're going to get. Whether that's doing an Ardaas to enter the field of battle literally when the time comes, coming tiyar bar tiyar and physically defeating the enemy in front of you, or whether that's to defeat the enemy in the mind, this one point is so key for us to remember, is that fateh is not of our own making. That fateh is not something we conjured up. That fateh, every time we do an Ardaas, we have to keep reminding ourselves, it's Sri Vahiguru Ji ki fateh. Yep. So the next pankti, Sri Bhagavati Ji Sahai. Yep. So again, we'll split it up into Sri Bhagavati Ji. Bhagavati meaning Akal Purakh Vahiguru Ji's Shakti, their power. Sri, we went over that. Sri meaning Subhaiman, Sobhanik, beautiful. Shromani, supreme, unique. That Akal Purakh Vahiguru Ji's Shakti is beautiful. That Akal Purakh Vahiguru Ji's Shakti is unique. And then Sahai meaning support. Going back to that pankti, Kita Basao, Ek Onkar, Tisde Hoy Lakh Dariyao. Lakh Dariyao meaning that everything in existence has come from that one, that form of Shakti. Everything in existence takes that support of that one form of Shakti. Going back to that point of vichar we were making earlier, I'm going to ask you this question. Just how much is our vichar being shaped by the influences around us? Influence being social media, for example. Huge influence on us. Influence being the music we listen to. Huge influence. Influences being TV shows, films, Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime. Huge influences. Adverts, whether that's on the phone, whether you're walking around the town, whether you're watching a TV show. Kusangat. Who here can tell me what Kusangat is? Kusangat. Anyone? Arjun Singh. Bad Sangat. Very simply put, right here, right now, we're doing Sadh Sangat because we're doing Sangat of Guru Sahib Ji. Mara says in Gurbani, Sat Sangat kaisi janiye jithe eko naam vakhaniye. How can we realize what true Sat Sangat is? It's where that one name is being chanted, that one name is being contemplated on. So I'm going to ask you that question again. How much do these things, these influences, affect the way that we think? Excellent. We look at our Sadivar, we look at Guru Nanak Dev Saji Maharaj. Bani Maharaj says, Sikhi, Sikhya, Guru Vichar. They tell us what Sikhi is. Sikhi is the Sikhya, the teachings that we get from Guru Vichar. We just went over what Vichar is. Vichar are those things which occur in our mind, our perspectives, our concepts of reality, our concept of what's true, what's false, our opinions. So what Guru Vichar is Guru Sahib Ji's concepts of what's true, Guru Sahib Ji's thoughts, Guru Sahib Ji's opinions, Guru Sahib Ji's concepts of reality. Guru Vichar. So we take Guru Vichar, we take the teachings from that Guru Vichar, and we apply it to our lives on a moment-to-moment basis, second-to-second basis. That's what Sikhi is. We look at the Shota Kallukara, the Vadda Kallukara. I think Man Singh might be working on these podcasts. I'm not too sure. Hopefully he is. We'll be covering these topics. We witnessed a genocide like no other. We look at 1984, we witnessed a genocide like no other. The years that followed, 10 years, within a 10-year period, Shaheed Bhai Jaswant Singh Ji Khalsa took a report to the Supreme Court of India and proved to them how 25,000 people of Punjab have been innocently murdered. That genocide was going on then. You look at the work Saving Punjab are doing, the facts they're pulling out, you can see there's a silent genocide taking place in Punjab right to this day. And all these genocides have had one thing in common. No, it's not just to quieten the people of Punjab. It's to kill that one thing we get so much power from, that one thing that empowers us from within, our Sikhi. And it's sad to say that here in the West, we're undergoing a sort of genocide as well. And I'll tell you how. When our kids, when the youth grow up without their gears, is that not a genocide? When they grow up idolizing rappers and celebrities who have no moral values, is that not a genocide? When they grow up without their maa boli, without understanding Punjabi, reading Punjabi, speaking Punjabi, is that not a genocide? When they grow up not having a clue what to do in a Guru Kar, not having a clue who Guru Sahib Ji is that not a genocide? How on earth are they going to be able to take that Sahai of Sri Bhagavati Ji when they have no idea what's going on? The question isn't, what do we need them to do? The question is, are we ready to take responsibility for the changes we need to make so that their futures can prosper? Because they're only going to follow in our footsteps. They do what we do, they don't do what we don't do. Simple. If so, we have to change the way in which we look. We have to change the way in which we think and the way we act and the way we live our lives. I'll give you a very simple example. We don't realize how conditioned we are, and I'll tell you how. If tomorrow you open up your phone, you go to BBC News, you go to Nat Geo, and all of a sudden there's this big news, oh, this new planet's been discovered somewhere. This new planet's been discovered, and it's going to be habitable for humans. It's got this much water, this is the air quality, X, Y, and Z. You wouldn't even think, you would just accept it, right? Nat Geo's brought it out, it must be true. But if someone was to talk to you about God, you'd have 1,000,001 questions. Is that not conditioning? I'll give you another example geographically. I was talking to my wife the other day, And she said that geographically, we as brown Asians aren't made for this type of climate, this type of country. Our bodies aren't made for it. Within us, internally, things don't work as well. Our skin doesn't, or the conditions don't help our skin. Our bones suffer as a result. And obviously, chalo, it is what it is. We had to migrate from Punjab. We've had to move here. It was just what was happening there at the time. But the question is, I understand assimilation. You have to sort of get with the times here. But assimilating to the extent that we change the way I think to what the West thinks, we change the way I think to how the way we look to how the West looks, the change the way we walk, we talk, everything to how the West does it. Is that not conditioning? I'll give you another example. If someone at work outside there, or there on the streets, says, "Hi, how you doing?" You're going to be like, "Yeah, I'm doing all right." If you go to a Singh in Hazur Sahib in Punjab, you ask them, "Theek hai Singh? Haan, chaddi kala." Chaddi kala means, yeah, I'm in high spirits. Small difference, huge impact to the mind. You know, when Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj Ji, when the two elder Sahibzade, Baba Ajit Singh Ji, Baba Jujar Singh Ji, when they gave their cease, they gave Shahidi at the Battle of Chamkaur, when their Mata Gujri Ji, and their two Shote Sahibzade, Baba Fateh Singh Ji, Baba Zorawar Singh Ji, gave Shahidiyan in Sirhand, when the Sangat asked Guru Sahib Ji, "Maharaj, where's your sons? We can't see them." You know what Guru Sahib Ji's response was? "Char moe to kya hua, jeevat kai hazar." Maharaj says, I know when the time came, my sons gave their head. I know it. But they said, "Char moe to kya hua?" So what? So what? I got thousands of my kids here today. Next slide. After all the Devi Devte have come, Peer Paigambars, the different avatars, the different prophets have come to this world. They've started their own followings, they started their own religions. And I tell you now, not a single one of them have given what our Guru has given to their disciples, their Sikh. Guru Maharaj Ji blessed us with their characteristics, the way they walk, the way they talk, how they reacted in certain situations, their way of living, their perspectives. They gave us their own sarup, how they look. They gave us their sahai directly. Maharaj says in Gurbani, "Khalsa mero roop hai khas, Khalsa main hoon karo ho nibas." Maharaj says that my roop, the way I look, that is the Khalsa. Guru Sahib Ji held absolutely nothing back. They gave us everything. And this is where we have to be honest with ourselves and ask, just how much time do we spend in accordance to their mindset? How much time do we spend following their teachings, their bhajans, and putting those into practice? How much time do we spend on these other influences? The truth is, everything we've ever received or created has been external. I'll give you examples. Wealth, relationships, praise, respect, it's all been external. So what we do is we take that same logic and we apply it to all the sukh that we think we need in this life. We apply it to God. We apply it to the forms of support that we need. And then the question is, what does that do for our internal being? For the average person, we've made ourselves believe that anything we've received internally has only been in the form of dukh, worries, anxiety, and stress. That's why we find it so difficult to find bliss, anand within. Because we've made ourselves believe that there's nothing apart from dukh within us. Let me ask you this one question. When was the last time you revisited that time, that first time when you made that commitment to your Guru? Because that was an internal thing, wasn't it? That was an internal awakening you had, right? We're all sat in this darbar for a reason. We've all felt that. When was the last time you thought back to that moment where your vichar made it so clear to you that you needed Sikhi in your life? When was the last time you thought back to that moment where your vichar made it so clear to you, you had to commit to Guru Sahib Ji? When's the last time you thought back to that moment where you took the support of Guru Sahib, the Sahai? Are we still making those steps today? Yep. We all ask for anand, we all ask for peace, but do we choose the right methodology? So just to give you some pretext to this image, because it's not clear for everyone. When we try and extract oil from seeds, you have to use a press, right? So if we saw someone taking a handful of sand, putting it into this oil press, trying to get oil out of it, we're going to say, hold on, mate, what you're doing is wrong. Simple, right? His desire is fine, is correct. He needs tel, he needs oil to cook his food. Cool, no problems with that. Your method is wrong. I'll give you another example. I'm hungry, I'm starving. There's a glass of pani next to me, a glass of water. I drink that water. I've quenched my thirst. I haven't satisfied my hunger. There's nothing wrong with my desire. My methodology is wrong. The truth is that the more we indulge in the wrong methodology, the wrong influences in our life, the more we'll believe that our Sahai, our support, comes from those influences, not where we should be looking. The more it will shape our vichar in our mind, the more we'll believe that we must pin our hopes and dreams on this world. The more we'll believe that our friends, our family, our belongings, everything we own, that those things are going to be our Sahai, when in the end, we have to make that journey alone. If we start believing this world, this Maya, this illusion is real, rather than putting work into accepting what Guru Sahib Ji says is real, remember that Saki from earlier where that king was crying? We're going to cry just like he was when the time comes. We have to look towards Akal Purukh Vahiguru as our only support. We have to look and rely on their Shakti, their power to help us. Or some of you might be thinking, why have I put a fire exit sign up there? I'm thinking the same thing. I thought I'll give you a quick personal story to help lighten the mood. So, whilst we were going in Hillston, whilst at our base of Sikhi camp, we're walking through the hallways and this sign kept coming up everywhere. I don't think most people recognized it. I did because I'm an electrician, so you have to keep a look at these things, yeah? And the truth is that on a day-to-day basis, no one pays attention to this. There's one up there at the back, no one's paid attention to it. Okay, you probably haven't seen the one behind here. No one pays attention to it. But in a case of emergency, in a case of fire, we're only going to look for these signs. So I'll give you a personal story. It's about my friend, yeah? We were in about year 7, year 8, so we must have been, 13, 14 at the time. And one day, he said that he was traveling home from playing football with his friends, and there's a group of them. They got to this McDonald's because they wanted to eat. So they grabbed some food, they sat down. And bear in mind, he didn't live in the safest neighborhood. I mean, his road was all right, but he said, roads down wasn't that great. And he goes, they were at this McDonald's, and all of a sudden, these men walk in. You know, as you would expect, hoodies on, hats on, covering their head and whatnot. And they walk in and they're trying to intimidate people. And he said, we didn't really pay much attention to them because they went straight to one of my other friends, he said, who was in the front. They said that he was having a conversation with him. We were just chilling. Then he goes, all of a sudden, one of these guys from the group got up and started saying, yo, we're going to be searching you for your phones, basically. So everyone who's got a brand new phone, we're going to need that from you. So my friend got nudged from someone else and said, yo, quickly, let's go in the toilet. He took him in the toilet. He said, put your phone in your sock, because they're not going to search your sock. So they come out, the guys make a search, they don't find anything, and they left that McDonald's, right? They're walking down the street, they turn back, and these guys are following them. So they're trying to get to this bus stop. They see the bus coming, they leg it. They make it just in time to the bus. They get on the bus, they think they're in the clear. So my friend said 5-6 stops later, he gets off, because that's his stop to get off. And he goes, his house was only around the corner from the bus stop. He walks around one corner. He walks around another corner. He said he's literally 10 to 15 steps from his door. I don't know why I'm smiling, but he's 10 to 15 steps from his door, and then he sees this car zooming past him. He looks in the car. The people in the car look at him. He says, oh no, it's those people from McDonald's. They look at him. As the car's moving, he said, they jump out. He runs to his door. He's banging on it, hoping that someone from his family, his support, someone's going to open that door. The one day he forgot his key, it had to be today. He says he turned around to see where these guys were. He could see through the hedges. They're running towards him. Luckily, there's like one of those bins outside. He ducked behind it, obviously hoping that they wouldn't see him. He said 3 of them ran past, not even looking at him. He goes, the main guy was literally right in front of him. He said he was looking at me in the eyes, and my friend was looking at him. And in that moment, he was doing, it wasn't a formal Ardaas, he was praying to God though. You know, in times of desperation, when you need one form of support, there's no one else to help you, who else are you going to rely on? Like these fire exit signs, who else can we rely on apart from these exit signs as our only form of support when there's a fire? He prayed, he got up thinking, if I give my phone to him, then maybe he'll leave me alone. So he got up and he was about to walk to the guy. The guy was looking at him for 10 seconds and he just said, no, he's gone. As if you couldn't even see him. As if you couldn't even see him. And they all ran off. They all ran past him, all of them. Later on, he found out that guy had a stab-proof vest on him. The guy had a knife on him. That Ardaas saved one life that day. How many times do we forget our one form of support in the day? Otherwise, we walk around completely clueless. And then the last pankti, Var Sri Bhagavati Ji ki Baat Sahi Dasvi. So Var just referring to a ballad, so a poem of short stanzas is a type of poetry. And obviously when you're in the Guru Kar, you hear Tadi Vara. So again, it's a form of poetry. Sri Bhagavati Ji, we went over that. That's Akal Purukh WhyGuru Ji's power. Baat Sahi Dasvi, Sri Guru Gobind Singh Saji Maharaj. This is their Bani. It's come from them. Yeah, next slide. And that is the end of the talk. So we'll just go through the summary. So we went through the arth of the first Shabad, what it means and what victory is it that we're looking for. We went over the second Shabad, the second Pankti, what that means and the challenges or challenging our support mechanisms. And obviously the example of the fire exit. And then the final Pankti and the arth of that Pankti as well. So obviously, doing this Parchar, I might have offended you, I might have upset you, and I really do ask for you guys, the Sangat, your blessings. Lekh hai kathana chutiya, kin kan puranhar, baksanhar, baksla, nanak par utar. Vahiguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vahiguru Ji ki Fateh. any questions from anyone. Like Seva Dada Seva will say, we're always going to be around towards the end. So if you've got any personal vichar you want to have with any of us, then please do feel free to come up to us. Thank you very much.
WhyGuru. Thank you, Maharinder Singh. Thank you for everyone who stayed for the course. That McDonald's story, it was a great story. I'm not saying it's not, but I was expecting it to go a different way. Like in the McDonald's, something was going to happen and they were going to run towards a fire exit. Or I was thinking when you got to his door, he'd have a fire exit near the door. But that didn't happen. But it's a really good story. So thank you. This is Maharinder Singh's first talk that he's done at the Gurdwara Sahib as well in this setting. So Guru Kirpa. And it was a bit of a funny story because actually last year when we started the Ardaas, the Japji Sahib course, I asked him then and he said, I ain't doing it. And he goes, I'm never going to stand in Guru Sahib's Hazuri and do a talk. And every single week, so today Guru Sahib is actually Prakash. Usually Maharaji in Sukhasan, so usually Maharaji's use the word that they're closed and they're being wrapped in their Kamar Kase. But today Maharaji's Prakash, and I made a joke to him at the start. I go, the 1 week that you're doing your talk, Maharaji's Prakash, just to like say to you that I'm here to watch you do your talk. Sat Sri Akal. So 1 year later, Maharaj Kirpa, we got him, and I'm sure as the months go on, as the other speakers have already, they've grown so much, and Maharinder Singh will go so much in his seva as well, and there'll be new speakers as well. So thank you so much, Maharinder Singh, for finally saying yes. It just worked out, Maharaj Kirpa. It takes a bit of time. But again, hopefully that should inspire us that, again, if in the future you guys, any of you, the Singhs or the Bibia would like to do seva, learn to do talks, then please get in touch with us. We do have, even Manpreet Singh now, he actually trains people to do talks, and he was actually teaching Maharinder Singh for a bit of time as well. And so, if anybody is interested, then please do just speak to us afterwards. We do a bit of Kirtan. Please just stay. I'm being cheeky. I'm quite a cheeky person in that respect. So please stay. If anybody can play tabla here, this is your chance to, show your skills, right? Otherwise, Memako, please do tabla di seva. Just 10 minutes of, Simran, a bit of Shabad, Kirtan, and then Maharaji's Prakash, so we do Ardaas, take a Hukunama Sahib, see what Updesh Guru Sahib Ji gives us, Sukhasan di seva, then we go to Sachkhand with Guru Sahib Ji. Thank you so much. Vahiguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vahiguru Ji ki Fateh.
Vahiguru, Vahiguru. प्रभ पास जन के अरदास, प्रभ पास जन के अरदास, प्रभ पास जन के अरदास, प्रभ पास जन के अरदास। तू सच्चा साईं, तू सच्चा साईं, तू प्रभ पास जन के अरदास, प्रभ पास जन के अरदास। तू रखवाला सदा सदा हों तो दते आए, रखवाला सदा सदा हों तो दते आए, हों तो दते आए, हों तो दते आए, हों ਹਉ ਤੋਦ ਤੇ ਆਏ, ਹਉ ਤੋਦ ਤੇ ਆਏ। ਜੀ ਜੰਤ ਸਭ ਤੇਰਿਆ, ਤੂੰ ਰਹਿਆ ਸਮਾਈ। ਜੀ ਜੰਤ ਸਭ ਤੇਰਿਆ, ਤੂੰ ਰਹਿਆ ਸਮਾਈ। ਤੂੰ ਰਹਿਆ ਸਮਾਈ, ਤੂੰ ਰਹਿਆ ਸਮਾਈ, ਤੂੰ ਰਹਿਆ ਸਮਾਈ, ਤੂੰ ਰਹਿਆ ਸਮਾਈ। ਪ੍ਰਭ ਪਾਸ ਜਨ ਕੀ ਅਰਦਾਸ, ਪ੍ਰਭ ਪਾਸ ਜਨ ਕੀ। ਤੂੰ ਸੱਚਾ ਸਾਈਂ, ਤੂੰ ਸੱਚਾ ਸਾਈਂ, ਤੂੰ ਸੱਚਾ ਸਾਈਂ, ਤੂੰ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਤੂੰ ਸੱਚਾ ਸਾਈਂ, ਤੂੰ ਸੱਚਾ ਸਾਈਂ, ਤੂੰ ਸੱਚਾ ਸਾਈਂ, ਜੋ ਦਾਸ ਤੇਰੇ ਕੀ ਨਿੰਦਾ ਕਰੇ, ਤਿਸ ਮਾਰ ਪਚਾਏ। ਜੋ ਦਾਸ ਤੇਰੇ ਕੀ ਨਿੰਦਾ ਕਰੇ, ਮਾਰ ਪਚਾਏ। ਚਿੰਤਾ ਛੱਡ ਅਚਿੰਤ ਰਹੋ, ਨਾਨਕ ਲਗ ਪਾਏ। ਚਿੰਤਾ ਛੱਡ ਅਚਿੰਤ ਰਹੋ, ਨਾਨਕ ਲਗ ਪਾਏ। ਨਾਨਕ ਲਗ ਪਾਏ, ਨਾਨਕ ਲਗ ਪਾਏ, ਨਾਨਕ ਲਗ ਪਾਏ, ਨਾਨਕ। ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ, ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਜਪੋ ਜੀ, ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ, ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ, ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ, ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ, ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ, ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ, ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ। ਪ੍ਰਭ ਪਾਸ ਜਨ ਕੀ ਅਰਦਾਸ, ਪ੍ਰਭ ਪਾਸ ਜਨ ਕੀ ਅਰਦਾਸ। ਤੂੰ ਸੱਚਾ ਸਾਈਂ, ਤੂੰ ਸੱਚਾ ਸਾਈਂ, ਤੂੰ ਸੱਚਾ ਸਾਈਂ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਤੂੰ ਸੱਚਾ ਸਾਈਂ, ਤੂੰ ਸੱਚਾ ਸਾਈਂ, ਤੂੰ ਸੱਚਾ ਸਾਈਂ। ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ, ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ, ਨਾਨਕ ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ, 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 ਜਪੋ ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ, ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ, ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ, 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 ਪ੍ਰਭ ਪਾਸ ਜਨ ਕੇ ਅਰਦਾਸ, ਪ੍ਰਭ ਪਾਸ ਜਨ ਕੇ ਅਰਦਾਸ, ਤੂੰ ਸੱਚਾ ਸਾਈਂ, ਤੂੰ ਸੱਚਾ ਸਾਈਂ, ਤੂੰ ਸੱਚਾ ਸਾਈਂ, ਤੂੰ ਸੱਚਾ ਸਾਈਂ। ਸ਼ਲੋਕ ਪਵਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਪਾਣੀ ਪਿਤਾ, ਮਾਤਾ ਤਰਤ ਮਹਾਤ, ਦਿਵਸ ਰਾਤ ਦੋਇ ਦਾਈ ਦਾਇਆ, ਚੰਗਿਆਈਆਂ ਬੁਰੀਆਈਆਂ ਵਾਚੈ ਧਰਮ ਦੂਰ, ਆਪੋ ਆਪਣੀ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਰਖੇ ਦੂਰ, ਜਿਨੀ ਨਾਮ ਤੇ ਆਇਆ ਗਏ ਮੁਸਕਤ ਕਾਲ, ਨਾਨਕ ਤੇ ਮੁਖ ਕੀਤੀ ਛੁੱਟੀ ਨਾਲ, ਜਿਨੀ ਨਾਮ ਤੇ ਜਿਨੀ ਨਾਮ ਤੇ ਆਇਆ ਕੇ ਮਸਕਤ ਕਾਲ, ਨਾਨਕ ਤੇ ਕੇਤੀ ਛੁਟੀ ਨਾਲ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਸਭ ਤੇਰਾ ਓ ਨਾਨਕ ਸਭ
ਹੋਈ ਸੁਨੰਦਰੀ ਮੇਰਾ ਤਨ ਮਨ ਮੌਲਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪੰਦਰੀ ਲਾਲੀ ਅੰਧ ਜਲੰਦਰੀ ਮੇਰਾ ਅੰਦਰ ਠੰਡਾ ਗੁਰ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਦੇਖ ਨਹਾਲੀ ਸੋ ਕਹੋ ਟਲ ਗੁਰ ਸੇਵੀਐ ਅਹਨਿਸ ਸਹਿਜ ਸੁਭਾਏ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਪਰਸਿਐ ਗੁਰੂ ਕੈ ਜਨਮ ਮਰਨ ਦੁਖ ਜਾਏ ਹੋਵੇ ਸਿਫਤ ਕਸਮਦੀ ਨੂਰ ਅਰਸੋ ਕੁਰਸੋ ਝਟੀਐ ਤੁਧ ਡਿਠੇ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਮਲ ਜਨਮ ਜਨਮ ਦੀ ਕੱਟੀਐ ਤੁਧ ਡਿਠੇ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਮਲ ਜਨਮ ਜਨਮ ਦੀ ਕੱਟੀਐ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ। ਸੋਰਠ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਪੰਜਵਾ।